Well, hello everyone. Welcome to our YouTube channel, Exploring Tampa Bay Commercial Real Estate. Our show is brought to you by KW Commercial of the Tampa St. Pete area. And I'm Jay Wittner.
I'm Rachael Manzanares.
And today we're going to be talking about transactions in commercial real estate that happened in September 2020 in the local area. Our first item is a high-profile apartment project. The land buy went down. This is an $80 million apartment complex. It's a 19-story tower, 324 apartments, and it's a 1.5 acre site. Oops, went too far. So this is supposed to be done in 2022, and its developer is Corp out of Alabama, and they've been a prodigious developer. 12,000 multifamily units since they got started in 1970. And this is a rendering, not a picture. We don't actually have any 75-story buildings in Tampa so far. Perhaps one day we will have that. And where this is going to be at is East Twigs and Channelside Drive, which is near the aquarium, if you're familiar with the downtown Tampa
This area is growing, yeah.
Rachel.
Awesome, thank you. So this next one here is a purchase by Americold. So they bought a warehouse in Tampa for $25 million. So Casper's cold storage is what it was previously, and this is about 3.2 million cubic feet. So it's a pretty large cold warehouse. They bought 2 different warehouses in Texas for an additional $83 million, so they're obviously doing some growing. They have over 180 sites. 3 of these are in Central Florida. So this is located about a mile from the intersection of I-75 and I-4, so you can see the airport not too far away. Jay?
Okay, next we have a big parcel, 65 acres.
That is big.
In South Hillsborough County. And this is for a Home Depot distribution center. And we've been seeing a lot of these fulfillment and distribution centers going up, particularly in the I-4 corridor, but this one is actually in Hillsborough County. This is supposed to be done by late 2021. This is a $53 million project, so pretty substantial.
Yeah.
And this company, I've not been familiar with them before, which is a little bit embarrassing, but they're really a big company. Mm-hmm. Founded in the early 80s, they developed 150 million square feet.
That's
150 million square feet of industrial space, and it says on this little graphic here, 175 tenants, 36 years in business, and right now they're managing about 50 million square feet, so I guess they've sold off the difference there. The location of this buy is in southern Hillsborough, near Apollo Beach is really where it's at. As you can see there on the map, it's, I guess, northeast of Apollo Beach.
So the next transaction we're going to look at here is the opening of the Tiki Docks restaurant in Riverview. This is an $8 million project. It is a restaurant that will be able to hold over 400 patrons right on the Alafaya River. So there's going to be boat docks up front. You can boat right up to this location, which is exciting. The first Tiki Docks location, the original one that opened, is in the South St. Pete in the Maximo Marina District. In addition to Tiki Docks, this owner also owns Ford's Garage, which has 15 other locations, as well as Yeoman's Cast and Lion. And this is located where 301 goes over the Alafaya River. So this is just in Riverview, and as you can see here, just east of I-75. Jay?
Next we have another upscale burger chain coming, Booyah. And they're looking for 10 locations in Pinellas, Hillsborough, and Pasco. So very interesting for our area. They like about 2,200 square feet. This is a footprint that they like for their locations. And they are interested in the drive-through option for their locations. I think that may be a newer thing for them, as sort of a COVID reaction, that they want to have the drive-through.
Yeah.
Each location runs about $500,000 to build out, so not too pricey for investors that want to get involved in it. They're looking for franchisees to really push forward their Tampa Bay timetable. I guess 10 locations is a big question.
Yeah.
They have about 70 locations right now, And they're in a half a dozen other countries, which I find a very unusual expansion pattern that they're doing.
Yeah.
But obviously they're getting a lot of traction because they only started 13 years ago.
I never heard this name until we did this slide, and it's pretty amazing.
Having a history in retail to go to 70 locations in 13 years is pretty phenomenal. Rachel?
Awesome, thanks. Next, we're going to talk about the sales center opening for the Reflection Condo Tower project on Mirror Lake in downtown St. Pete. So this is an 18-story, 82-unit project. It is a luxury project, and we talk about the rooftop amenity deck here at the bottom. Essentially, on the 18th floor, the developers have saved this for the best views in the house. No penthouses built here. We have 12,000 square feet of a pool, gym, sauna, all the best of the best. We are using a really great tool called Immersa for this project. So Immersa is a virtual reality platform that stitches in drone photography. So you really get to experience all of your views and what your actual views will be from every balcony before even the building is built and before buying. So it's a great way to experience what we're going to have here. And no, there is no cost to experience it, so come into the sales center. You can learn more about this project at reflectionstpete.com. And right here we have one of our most popular floor plans showcase. This is a 2-bedroom with a den, and it has a great lake view here. A really nice terrace, almost 200 square foot terrace, which is pretty great. Our sales center is located, again, just around the corner from Mirror Lake. We are at 600 First Avenue North. We're open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sundays from 12 to 4. Next, we're going to talk about an apartment building on Water Street. So we've talked previously about projects on Water Street. This is an expanding area in Tampa. And one of the apartment buildings that's going up by Tampa's strategic property partners just celebrated topping out. So essentially their construction process has reached the top floor, which is exciting. This will offer 388 apartments from studios to 3 bedrooms. And there's a lot of amenities included in this project, a library, conference room, fitness center, and much more. So the apartments will offer residents an amazing view of the developing Water Street. Again, we've talked about this area in Tampa. There's a lot going on there. So as you can see by these balconies, we're going to have some great views. Tampa's Water Street development ranks among the nation's largest. So this is a very large expansion for sure happening in this area. It calls for 9 million square feet of residential, office, hotel, and retail space, and this is sitting on a 55-acre parcel, so this is a large development. For this specific apartment, it sits at 1011 East Cumberland Avenue, so this is about a quarter mile from the Amalie Arena where the Lightning play in downtown Tampa. Okay.
Next, we have a new Italian restaurant coming. This is Mandola's Italian Kitchen, and they already have, I think it's like a half a dozen locations in Texas. This is a newer chain, but they're coming to Tampa Bay. What caught my attention is the founders are the founder of Carrabba's, so they might know a little bit about Italian restaurants, and the CEO of World of Beer. So they really have some very interesting people in their partner group behind this thing. The first Tampa Bay location they're going to be putting up is in Riverview, and that's opening in October. So as we film this, about September, it's already October, so perhaps it's already open. They have a letter of intent now already for their second location, so they're really moving forward rather quickly here. They're looking at a larger footprint than a lot of restaurants. They want 6,000 square feet. They're looking at about 120 person capacity in the dining room.
Okay.
And this is quite a bit more expensive than the hamburger chain, obviously, that we were talking about before. It's like $1.7 million a unit to get the build out of the kitchen and all that stuff put together. They want to open a lot of locations throughout Tampa Bay, and then they want to expand all over Florida. So this is a great tenant moving forward because a lot of restaurants have suffered badly from the COVID, so there's going to be a lot of open space for them to take advantage of. And by the time they get all ready and get built out and everything, hopefully a lot of this trouble will be behind us.
We'll be past
So
it,
the
yeah.
timing is probably pretty good for them to do this. And the location that they have right now is, I think it was about 4 miles south of Riverview on 301. So again, they may be open now because they were opening in October. So check them out.
There's a lot happening in that area.
I was surprised at that myself. That out of all the places to open up a new thing, Riverview wouldn't be like my first thought.
It's
I
growing,
would
I
think
guess.
Tampa or St. Pete, but Riverview seems to be getting some traction.
Yeah. So next we're going to talk about fulfillment centers again. Jay mentioned this earlier. There's a lot of this happening at post-COVID and during COVID. We have a ton of distribution and fulfillment centers coming up. So you will see this along the I-4 corridor in Tampa. We're talking about 7 million square feet of industrial space. So that's a pretty large amount there. There are 4 locations shown here that are the Amazon fulfillment locations. So right along this corridor. The largest of the fulfillment centers may employ anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 people. So this picture kind of gives you an idea of how large these spaces are. You're going to need a lot of people to run this. And Jay, you're up.
Next we have Blue Steel. They make industrial buildings. And what the news item was is they sold one of their buildings in Lakeland for $15 million. And this comes to $68 a foot. This particular building is 222,000 square feet with 32-foot ceilings, which is nice for a facility like this.
Yeah.
You can stack things nicely. The building is on a 20-acre parcel, so a nice spacious situation there for them. And the company has been very prolific again. They've developed 2.5 million square feet of industrial space, primarily in the Lakeland area. So I thought an image before it's filled with all the boxes would be kind of interesting. This is like what it looks like before they move in, I guess.
Crazy. Next, we're going to highlight a purchase in Sarasota's St. Armin Circle. So this is a well-known area for retail outside of Sarasota. 2 buildings on St. Armin Circle sold for a little over $15 million. So the buildings have a total of 8,800 square feet, and again, this area has been known as one of the premier retail shopping areas outside of Sarasota for quite some time now. It is a tourist attraction year-round. The Orion Real Estate Group and the Limestone Asset Management Team are the ones that teamed up to buy these buildings. This was sold by Bayrock Investments, and Ocean Bank financed the deal. And if you're not familiar with St. Armin's, this area here is Sarasota, and just over the bridge you see St. Armin Circle. So it's a little island just outside of Sarasota. All right, Jay.
Gatewood Corporate Center sells for $60 million, which is actually not all that far from my house. I've driven by this many times.
Me too.
This is down in Lakewood Ranch, which is sort of between Bradenton and Sarasota. The seller was Herrick Properties, that of course is $60 million. The facility is 6 buildings that total about 450,000 square feet altogether. It's very new. It's 80% leased with a mix of 25 tenants, which is nice for a little bit of diversification, and a pretty new center. And 88-acre parcel, which is pretty generous. And this is the first industrial development in Lakewood Ranch. If you're not familiar with the ranch, it's primarily residential, with also regular commercial as opposed to industrial. So this is the first industrial operation that they really have had. And it's located on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard, which is kind of the main drag in Lakewood Ranch. And again, if you don't know about it, it's huge. 33,000 acres is the size of Lakewood Ranch's property, which makes it a little bit larger than the Disney World property, to put that in perspective.
So that's our show for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Exploring Commercial Real Estate Tampa Bay, brought to you by KW Commercial Tampa St. Pete. Again, I'm Rachael Manzanares. This is Jay Wittner. We do this show on Wednesday afternoons, so make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss a thing. All the information is here, and we hope to see you next time.
Thanks for stopping by, and have a great day. We'll see you next time.